And I mean that with the utmost hatred and disdain. In the Heart of the Sea is supposedly the more true, realistic version of Moby-Dick, which inevitably means the less exciting. It's basically Thor versus the whale, or at least that's what it looked like it was gonna be. So inevitably a movie like this has build-up, you know, there's one like kind of big event and then we gotta get there, and that's, I hate it. I hate it when a movie's structured like that. Why do we gotta care about Thor and his wife at home? Why do we gotta have this background about, oh, there's the captain and he's from a family and you're actually experienced? You just, Master and Commander, the far side of the world, started the movie immediately. A ship on the ocean, already like dueling with another ship, and it was brilliant. That's how you should do it. This movie's told in like a flashback way. This is all like Brendan Gleeson, all grown up version of a younger character, like telling a story to somebody else. And Chris Hemsworth is the only cast member pulling his weight, and the only character pulling his weight. Chris Hemsworth is an experienced seaman, and he's like all cocky about it. He's like, oh, I'm a seaman, you haven't had me on your boat. But then you're like, oh, yeah, he is an experienced seaman, and he makes the rest of you look like you have no idea what you're doing. So Chris Hemsworth is the first mate, and the ship goes into a storm, and the actual captain is like barking orders, and Chris Hemsworth is like, no, you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna get us all killed, that's wrong. So they're just barking different orders, and I'm like, okay, at that point, you knock the effing guy out, and you take the ship out of the storm, and you lock him in the brig and say, you are unfit to lead. I don't care what they're gonna do when we get back home. You're getting us killed. And really, like, everybody else, they're boring. The characters, they suck. Especially Tom Holland, who is younger version of Brendan Gleeson. He's like the main character kind of telling the story. Oh, he's our new Spider-Man, huh? Shit! So after we get past our little build-up, all the good, cool stuff in the trailer of the whale just smacking this boat is in the first, like, 30 minutes of the movie. And from then on, they're stranded at sea. The movie, it doesn't kind of slow down. It doesn't, like, start to crawl. It grinds to a halt. Like, it hits a brick wall. And I was barely caring to begin with, but then I just stopped caring at all. So there is a good scene when they first go out hunting the whales, and they're like running out of line, and he's like, cut the line, he's gonna pull us under. He's like, nope. They're like, crap, other boat, throw us your line. And they have to like tie a knot on before the line runs out because the whale's diving. And I kind of feel like I'm learning about how whaling happened back then. But that scene, the whales and the dolphins and everything is just green screen bullshit. You'd swear Chris Hemsworth and these guys were on a boat on a freaking floor covered in green screen pretending to row a boat. And if someone's gonna look it up and be like, oh, actually no, they didn't, this is real location shooting, well then that's even worse, because it looks like green screen. It's fuzzy, and there's so much glare, and the camera sucks. Whoever's holding the camera sucks. It's not exactly shaky cam, but it's close. It never holds a shot for more than a few seconds, and it's just really hard to focus on what's going on, and it's just, the camera work and the visual effects in this movie are awful. This movie looks like garbage. The transitions between scenes are really just strange. It's like the boat it sinks like really suddenly, and then all of a sudden it catches fire, and it's just, in the music and the editing, it's very strange. And it's poorly edited because it's like kind of hard to tell, and because they all look the same with their beards except for Chris Hemsworth. So it's like, so when the boats get separated, you're like, okay, so where are we? Who's who? And Chris Hemsworth, like really, he does good. He is good in the movie. And everybody else is so horribly bad. Even Cillian Murphy, he's completely wasted. I know he's done better than this. After the ship sinks, there's a part where a kid threatens Chris Hemsworth with a gun. He's like, this was your fault. Say you're scared. Say it. And I'm like, what? That was not even in the same universe to what just happened. The boat went down because the captain leading doesn't know how to lead. It's not because Chris Hemsworth was like being vengeful against the whale, which is clearly what he was trying to do, but that did not manifest on screen at all. Where did that come from? And then it's freaking cast away, and they're on their boats forever, and they're all growing their beards and getting all skinny. And there's like this big reveal. Alright, could be, if you are super spoiler, like, oh my god, I don't want to see anything that wasn't in the trailer, then this will bug you. But for everybody else, I'm telling you, this is stupid, and it doesn't matter. First of all, the movie's not seeing anyway. And second of all, like, this is not a good reveal. But Brendan Gleeson, you know, in the future timeline part, he's got, like, this thing he's hiding. It's like, oh, I have dark secrets. And then they talk about it, and he's like, we had to eat a guy who was already dead. Cannibalism. Oh! And I'm like, okay, so do people think cannibalism is, like, bad? Spoiler alert, if he's already dead, and you're gonna starve, you can eat the human being. It's perfectly okay. I'm not saying it wouldn't be kind of hard on the stomach, but like, really? That's it? It was the other boat that they didn't know about, where they were drawing straws to shoot each other in the head, and then for that person could be food for the rest of them. But the guy that he ate had just already died on his own. I'm like, wow! So it took off even more points for that. And then the whale shows up again, and Chris Hemsworth's gonna, like, stab it in the eye. And then he doesn't do it, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then the movie's all like, whaling is bad. We're monsters. Animals. Vegetarianism. And I took off even more points for that. I was like, okay, really? Why is... Alright, I think whaling's illegal. Like, but why? It's because they're endangered, right? It's no different from normal hunting, is it? What a bunch of nonsense. So yeah, this movie was complete garbage. Do not see it. In the Heart of the Sea is just barely a 3 out of 10. I'm Wesley Tomsky. Thank you for watching. Goodbye and God bless.